I think this is big. I think that although there's nothing much in this report that is not familiar to those of us who've watched North Korea for a while, the fact that the Commission of Inquiry have produced a report of such detail and such substance, and of course put it out on United Nations paper, really does change the game.
What shocks you most?
Do you know, although I must have read dozens and dozens of reports of what goes on inside North Korean concentration camps, even now the horrors still tug at my heartstrings. I don't think there's a question so much of what shocks me, but what really moves me is the human voices that come through in these reports, the people that are involved. It's so easy to talk about North Korea just as a kind of geopolitical entity. There are 22 million people in there, and we need to think about them too.
Were you aware of this level of oppression and horror when you were the ambassador?
Yes, I was, but mostly from outside sources. To find this kind of information within North Korea is extremely difficult. Not surprisingly, the North Korean regime goes to great lengths to make sure that resident foreigners in Pyongyang don't get to see the concentration camps.
So, what next? What can be done?
Well, the report itself suggests two possible ways forward. One would be to refer North Korea to the International Criminal Court, the ICC. As it points out, this has the advantage of proper procedures laid down. It does mean that anything that happened before 2002 is exempt, because that is the starting point from which the ICC is allowed to consider evidence. That would be one option.
Is that going to happen? Seriously?
We just don't know.
What do you think?
I think everything now depends on China, and the Chinese are playing their cards very close to their chest. So far, they haven't said no way to the report. They've limited themselves to very general statements that they don't think that sending countries to the ICC is going to solve human rights abuses.
Right, so is it wise that we rely on China?
It's not a question of relying on China. China has the right to block the action in the Committee on Human Rights if it wishes to. Whether it will exercise that right, we've yet to see. We don't have long to wait.
If they do, then what?
If they do, then tragically, the report's writers may find that this is yet another United Nations report detailing horrible abuses that doesn't actually lead to anything being done to solve them.
And how does that make you feel?
Doesn't make me feel good at all. I don't think it should make any of us feel good. The report makes harrowing reading. I think anybody who reads this report will be desperate to see real change in North Korea, and it would be a tragedy if action on the report is blocked.
Do you think comparisons with Nazi Germany are appropriate?
Yes. They're actually drawn by the North Koreans themselves. Kim Jong-il, Kim Jong-un's father, was a great fan of Hitler, and parts of the North Korean party discipline book are actually just copied from the Nazis' internal literature. So the parallels are direct.
The difference, of course, as Michael Kirby, the chair of the inquiry, pointed out, was that at the end of the Second World War, we all said, if only we'd known, and as he pointed out today, well, we do know about North Korea, so there should be no excuse.
That's right. On the other hand, we knew quite a lot about what was going on inside Nazi Germany. Not all of it, but quite a lot during the Second World War. But you couldn't actually solve these problems until Nazi Germany collapsed. Now, it may be that the only way we are going to get things to change in North Korea is what they call in politics a sharp discontinuity in North Korea. A sudden end, a collapse, an invasion, a war, who knows. But whichever way it goes is likely to be messy, and I have this sinking feeling that a lot of people are going to get hurt.